together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we got a full baseball slate to go over. And then we have the return of the WNBA. We have two games at the end of the WNBA with the Lynx and the Dream and the Sun and the Mercury. So it should be a good slate of games. But before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. What went right and what went wrong in the world of sports betting. And it was 4-4 down the juice, down 0.26 units. I was looking back since July 9th. I've had 3 losing days, and they've all been less than half a unit. And this one was, minus 0.26 units. The Orioles score 4 runs in the first, 3 innings? And then they get nothing afterwards at all. And they missed the team total. That was fun. The full game over hit, thanks to Chris Taylor and that grand slam. Nationals team total over 3.5 was a winner. Full game over 8.5 was a winner. And then Texas and Tampa Bay over 8.5 loser. Detroit, Kansas City over 9.5 loser. Seattle, Minnesota over 7 was a winner. And then my dumbass during the live stream last night added the Oakland A's first 5, which did not win. So that was fun. So overall, 4-4 down 0.26 units. Overall in July, 143, 108, and 16 up 24.08 units. So, we move on. You're muted.
Sorry, I was doing stuff with the Instagram and I didn't want noise popping up. I believe it was a slightly profitable day on the site for us yesterday because we had 4 plays and we went 2-1. We had San Fran run line, which got suspended, which ends up being a void. We had the over in the Baltimore game, and we had Baltimore. It is what it is. And then we had the over in the Seattle game. So 2-1, up 0.86 units. In the month of July, we are up 2.19. So still profitable up on the month. Hopefully today could be have a little bit of a bigger slate. I think I might only attack 1 out of the 2 WNBA games.
Wow.
I'm not really a big fan of the late game, but we'll see.
All right. Head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's slate.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Está bien. There you go. Morning, guys. Good morning, Fernando. Suspended with 2 runners on second and third. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Tigers and Dodgers, Tigers hit. Yeah, unfortunately, we were on the Baltimore side. Morning. Good morning. Let's jump into it. And I actually really like this one off the rip.
Yeah. The Philadelphia Phillies, $1.95 favorites with a total of 9.5 in this game. Let's get into it here. Let's get up my line history here. Aaron Nola and Julio Teheran. Line opened up at a 190. It is up to a 195. And the total opened up at a 9. It's up to a 9.5. Let's see, on DK, it opened up at 200, went down to a 195. So kind of an interesting line movement there. We'll use DK lines today. That's how we'll look at it here. They have they opened up the lines earlier. So it opened up at 200, down to 195. Opened up at an 8.5. It's up to a 9.5. So the lines moved up a run, and the lines moved 5 cents towards Milwaukee. Let's see if the money kind of represents that here. I need to switch over to today. There we go. No game. Let me refresh. Why is it telling me there's no games available? For real? Why is it telling me there's no games available?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
On what do you call it?
Oh, what do you call it? Yeah.
Action. Why is there telling me there's no games available today? What are you talking about? Is this it? There we go. It just had to be reset. All right, we're good. We have 80% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the Brewers. Big money on the Brewers here. 91% of the tickets are on the under. I have no cash flow on the under. So just 91% of the tickets on the under here. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. Let's see the type of weather we have here for Philadelphia. Citizens Bank Park plus 9% runs, plus 27% home runs, 8% doubles, triples, minus 8% singles. Matchup here, Tyron, 7.02 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, 6.48 strikeouts per nine, which is 16%, 2.7 walks per nine, a 269 BABIP, but a 6.22 FIP, and a 4.93 Sierra. On the flip side, the Philly bullpen, it looks like it's come back down to earth a little bit here. 3.33 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 9.99 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 2.22 walks per nine, a 258 BABIP, a 501 FIP, and a 3.55 Sierra. Bullpen advantage actually goes towards the Brewers here. 1.92 FIP, 2.38 Sierra compared to 4.10 FIP and 4.16 Sierra. Slight hitting advantage towards the Phillies here, 91 WRC plus, which is 21st compared to 90, which is 23rd. So two bottom 10 offenses against right-handed pitching, slightly below average. This is a tricky matchup here right off the rip. I feel like there's way too much money on the way too many tickets, way too much money on the Brewers for me to want to go ahead and bet them. Lines move slightly towards them. But with that being said, 90%, 97% of the cash is on them, and that's just not a spot I particularly want to be on personally. Feel like maybe the over has some merit here. Good hitting conditions, questionable pitchers. We've seen Aaron get hit a little bit. Philly bullpen has actually struggled a little bit now the last 14 days. And I think maybe Philadelphia is able to score off of Tehran here, which does not have very good numbers. I lean over the total in this game at 9.5. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger, though.
I did this game for balling out last night, and it was a play that I liked. And the line has actually moved towards them because last night I got the Brewers at plus 180. Now it's plus 165 area. I like the Brewers in this matchup. I think the line is way too wide. This is a Brewers team that is winning right now. They've won 4 straight and 6 out of 7, including taking 5 out of 6 from the Reds. And in the last 4 games, they've allowed 3 runs. So really, really solid stuff from the Brewers right now. I know it's Tyron. That's why it's such a wide spread. I don't really care. I want to grab the Brewers here. I grabbed the Brewers at a big price tag here at like plus 180 to take out the Phillies. This is a Brewers team that's looking like they're starting to turn the corner. They look like a playoff team this year. Now we'll see what happens at trade deadline and what happens with Burns and stuff. But I like the Brewers today. I'll grab them on the money line.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at it. The Brewers are a sneaky long shot, in my opinion. They got the pitching. They got the pitching.
They lose in the first round.
Well, yeah. They got the pitching to be a sneaky long shot, though.
They do. Morning, Nick and Tim. I'm excited for the Jays Padres series. I also like the Phillies today. I do not like the Phillies today. But good luck to you. You got to run on it. Mariners also. Yeah, Mariners came through last night. Morning, guys. Good morning. 420. Light card yesterday for me. I got you. Back to the Nationals. Solo over again. That's it. Padres solo under the 5. Brewers under the 5. Brewers and the under. Phillies should be minus 200 faves.
Should Phillies really be minus 200 phase?
I don't think they should be that big a phase right now, but yeah. Right? No, I don't think so. Especially if they've been hot. Brewers have been hot, but
I'm also not very high on the Reds. So they beat the Reds 5 out of 6 games. And I've been calling up the Reds.
Phillies won 3 out of 4 from San Diego. I don't know if there's much merit to that either. But no, I like the Brewers in this one.
That one's a tricky. Yeah, that one's a tricky one. I
kind of like, although I don't know why I would want to go after them again.
Yeah, Guardians and Pirates. Guardians are minus 105 pick'em favorites with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between Mitch Keller and Logan Allen. Line opened up at 105. It's up to a wrong book. Line opened up at a 130. It's down to a 110. So it's actually moved 20 cents on DraftKings here. Line opened up at a minus 115. It's now down to, or minus 120, now down to a minus 115 for the over 8.5. So a 5-cent line movement towards the under, 20-cent line movement towards Pittsburgh here. And Logan Allen, 0. My bad. Line or cash flow. Let's see if that makes sense here. 61% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Pirates. It feels like there's always big bets on the Pirates. 37% of the tickets, 42% of the cash is on the under, and the lines move 5 cents towards the under. So bigger bets coming in on the over, and the line moving towards the under is kind of interesting. Logan Allen, 0 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 11.74 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%, 5.87 walks per 9, a 278 BABIP, a 302 FIP, and a 4.16 SIERA. On the other side, Mitch Keller, 3 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, 8.4 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 3.3 walks per 9, a 253 BABIP, a 358 FIP, and a 4.38 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Pirates here in this one, 4.31 FIP, 3.61 SIERA compared to 5.42 and 3.8. Hitting advantage goes towards the Guardians here, 114 WRC plus, which is 8th compared to 70, which is 29th. This is probably another stay off spot for me. This game looks really tricky as well. Maybe the Pirates are worth a look as a dog, but really no thoughts on this one for me.
I was looking at the Pirates, and then I'm just like, why? We saw what just happened to them. Well, actually, that would be a good reason. Is why we saw what happened to them last night, and yet they're still a pick 'em. Granted, it is Mitch Keller, which is their all-star and one of their best pitchers with a 3.31 ERA. Although they've lost 4 out of his last 5 starts. Figure I'd throw that one out. But at the end of the day, this is a Cleveland game. And I'm not interested in going after Cleveland games unless there's a guy named Gavin Williams pitching. So I know I sometimes I take boring approaches. I would pass on this one. It is a lean towards the Pirates, though.
Fair.
Pirates and the over. For first 5 Pirates, no play. Oh yeah, cashed run line Orioles plus money, even though they choked it late. First 5. There you go. Speaking of the Orioles.
Yeah, we have game 2 Orioles and Dodgers. The Orioles are minus 120 favorites with a total of 9.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history of this one between LA and Baltimore. Line opened up at a 9. Or my bad. Line opened up at even money. It's still even money for the Dodgers. No line move on the side. Originally went up to minus 130 for the Orioles, and it's come back down. Line opened up at a 9. It's up to a 9.5 here. So the line's moved up a half a run. The line's moved. There's been no movement on the side. Let's see if the money reflects that here, as we have 71% of tickets and 74% of cash is on the Orioles, and the line is not moved at all, which tells me that they're really not scared of this Orioles money. 73% of the tickets, 59% of the cash is on the over. The line's moved towards the over. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal, see if we have decent hitting conditions here on this one. If I can find Ballpark Pal. on my many tabs. There we go. This is for, by the way, last game, Cleveland-Pittsburgh, 10% runs, 1% home runs, 19% doubles, triples, plus 1% singles. Maybe the over could be a decent look in that game. Oriole Park, plus 6% runs, minus 6% home runs, plus 10% doubles, triples, plus 5% singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here in this one between Tyler Wells and Michael Grove. Grove, a 4.76 ERA, 1.47 whip, 6.88 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%. 3.18 walks per nine, a 353 BABIP, a 375 FIP, and a 4.63 SIERA. On the flip side, Wells with a 3.13 ERA, 1.17 whip, 8.22 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 3.13 walks per nine, a 241 BABIP, a 5.33 FIP, and a 4.77 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Dodgers here, 2.71 FIP, 3.51 SIERA compared to a 4.13 and a 3.65 for the Orioles. The hitting advantage goes towards the Dodgers here, 116 WRC plus, which is 7th against righties compared to 109, which is 12th. Both teams are hitting well right now, and the line's moved up, and the line has not moved on the side, but the way I see it, the line not moving on the side and all that money on the Orioles tells me that the books are not scared of all this Orioles money, and the Dodgers are the play. I'm going to grab the Dodgers team total over 4.5, and I got the full game over 9.5 as well. I'm going to look for the Dodgers to put up at least 5 runs in this spot.
I don't know. I understand the line movement and stuff. Why are we fading Tyler Wells?
His advanced stats are not very good. His advanced stats show signs of regression coming because he has a nice 241 BABIP, but a 5.33 FIP and a 4.77 SIERA. Tells me that he's giving up hard contact. It just happens to be right at the fielders, and that's a major sign for me that a pitcher is going to go through regression. Is a low BABIP but a high FIP and a high SIERA.
Yeah, I don't see it. This is Tyler Wells has allowed 2 or less earned runs in his last 8 starts. And there's some good teams in there. Minnesota's not. Yankees, but Reds, who have been knocking the cover off the ball. The Toronto Blue Jays, Tampa Bay Rays, San Francisco Giants when they were hot. I like Tyler Wells. He has been really, really solid. And Michael Grove has not been. I want to fade Grove, and I like backing Tyler Wells because he's been the best pitcher on this Baltimore staff pretty much the entire year. I feel like he was one of the snubs for the All-Star game. He probably should have made it. As crazy as that sounds, but I really like the Orioles in this one. I got him at minus 115, I think. Kind of a bounce back after yesterday's game. This is still the 3rd best team in baseball. And honestly, they could be the best team in baseball. Second best. They could be the best team in the AL, in my opinion. So I'm going to continue to ride with it. I'm going to go Baltimore in this one. I can't fade Tyler Wells, who's been fantastic, no matter what his advanced stats say. I'm pretty sure the advanced stats have probably said regression for the last month and a half, but
no, actually they haven't. This one, they haven't, unless I would have mentioned it. Tyler Wells has been one of the Orioles pitchers I've been backing this year and not betting against this year.
Okay. Back to the chat.
Where do you leave off?
I don't remember. Hold on. First right here.
Orioles under 9.5. I'm on the exact opposite. Shocker. Baltimore. Orioles. You guys know what happened to the game that started suspended one. I thought it's a void. It should be a void. I don't know if some books do or not. Grove isn't bad, but I don't know. Supness. Wells might be rested up. Orioles team total over. Orioles run line. Orioles race to 5.
Yes.
Well as K props, well as the Savage. Is
Yes.
anybody on the Dodgers or no?
They were on the Dodgers.
All right, moving on. San Diego Padres and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Padres minus 130 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Kind of surprised me the way the line moved here because this line opened up last night. I want to pick them. Let me get up the line history here between Musgrove and Manoah. The line opened up at 115 last night. It's now up to a minus 130 for the Padres. Line opened up at an 8.5. It's up to a 9.5 now. So the line's moved up a full run as well. And the line's moved 15 cents towards San Diego. Let's take a look at the cash flow to see if it represents a line move towards the Padres and a line move towards the over. Yeah, the over makes sense. And then the side, 80% or 20% of the tickets and 80% of the cash is on the Blue Jays. And the lines move towards the Padres. And then we have 55% of the tickets, 82% of the cash is on the over. And the lines move towards the over. I kind of agree with this over here a little bit. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. Let's see. Is the roof open today at Rogers Center? It looks like it. Plus 4% runs, plus 7% home runs, plus 7% double triples, minus 2% singles. And let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Alek Manoah and Joe Musgrove. Musgrove, 1.69 ERA, 0.88 whip, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 0.84 walks per 9, a 300 BABIP, a 253 FIP, and a 3.28 Sierra. On the flip side, Manoah looked great in his first start back. Granted, this is just his first start back. 1.5 ERA, 0.83 whip, 12 strikeouts per 9, which is 35%. No walks, 333 BABIP, a 0.62 FIP, and a 2.37 Sierra. Bullpen advantage, massive one towards the Jays here. 2.21 FIP, 2.52 Sierra compared to 6.4 and 4.77. Hitting advantage does go towards the Padres here. 111 WRC plus, which is 11th compared to 105, which is 15. Now, Musgrove, this total feels like obviously high for a Musgrove start, in my opinion. A 9? I don't think we really see 9s with Musgroves. We usually see 8s and 8.5s. So that kind of caught me off guard that the total is this high, and it's moved up. It's actually gone up to a 9.5 on DK. And I think we might be seeing that soon here. I kind of like the over in this spot. And with the way that the money is coming in, tells me that they think Manoah is vulnerable in this game. I'm kind of looking at the over in this spot, over 9 in this game for me.
I saw this line at a pick'em yesterday. That's when I bet it. And the line's moved against me. It is what it is. I like the Blue Jays in this one. Blue Jays coming off of 4 straight wins and 8 out of their last 9 games. So they're a team that's winning games right now. Going up against a Padres team that just lost 3 out of 4 to the Phillies. They did take 2 out of 3 from the Mets before that and swept the Angels, but this is a team now on a little bit of a losing streak. The Blue Jays are on a little bit of a winning streak. I know it's Alek Manoah, but I kind of want to, if you're going to go after the over, we double up and do Blue Jays and the over. I think this is I'm just going to keep riding a hot streak with the Blue Jays right now. And if the Blue Jays are to lose this game, it's because Alek Manoah gets absolutely blown to pieces. Which he looked good, but it was against the Tigers. We'll see how that goes. I want to grab the Blue Jays and the over in this one, Nick.
Yeah, the Blue Jays do worry me. I'm okay with it. But I like I think the over is the better play in this game. But yeah,
I'll go load them both up.
All right. Heading back to the chat here. They saying they are supposed to resume. Yep. I was on the Dodgers yesterday.
That would have been voided.
Yeah. You were late on that. Padres in the over 9.5. I got the over 9 at minus 118 in that one there. Hear me out. First 5, blue, stupid, trash, birds, money line. If I'm playing and I'm playing in the full game, because I do think for the first 5 innings, the Padres have the advantage there. But the full game is where I would want the Blue Jays. So what I might do is not bet the side now, because I think that the Padres get to Manoah a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll wait till they pull Musgrove and then grab some live Blue Jays action. I think that's the best way to go at it. Good morning, guys. Appreciate it. You guys, I won last night because of your picks. Appreciate it. Yeah, Padres today. We're on the opposite side there. Padres for the win. In fact, yeah. We'll move on. This is a play I actually bet last night, and the line's moved up half a run. I've already got the over 10.5 in this game. It is Luke Weaver day. Let's get into it. We have Antonio Desclafani and Luke Weaver, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at -135 on DK. The line has not moved. Line opened up at 10.5 at -115. It's up to an 11. Let's see. Did it move on Bet Online? It opened up at a 125 on Bet Online and moved up to a -131. Opened up at a 10.5. It's up to 11. Let's take a look at the cash flow to see if the money makes sense for a move towards the over and a move towards the Giants here. We have 50% of the tickets and 70% of the cash is on the under in this game. The line's moved up. 67% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the Reds, and the line's moved towards the Giants. Now, I believe this is the game that has a little bit of a suspended game first. So I kind of took a game 2 here for that. But looking at this spot for me, I'm already on the over. Let's get into Ballpark Pal real quick. Great American Ballpark, usually the case on a slate with Coors Field. It's the second best. Plus 19% runs, plus 36% home runs, plus 8% double triples, plus 1% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup here between Luke Weaver and Antonio Desclafani. Desclafani's not been great, but a 5.14 ERA, 1.21 whip, 7.71 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%, 0.64 walks per 9, a 308 BABIP, a 571 FIP, and a 3.91 SIERA. On the flip side, Weaver's been so bad. 8.86 ERA, 2.02 whip, 3.8 strikeouts per 9, which is 8%, 3.38 walks per 9, 353 BABIP, a 661 FIP, and a 6.14 SIERA. Bullpen advantage actually goes towards the Reds here the last 2 weeks. 3.88 FIP, 4.14 SIERA compared to 4.48 FIP, and a 4.57 SIERA for the Giants bullpen. Well, hitting advantage goes towards the Reds. 112 WRC plus, which is 9th, compared to 85, which is 25th. But here's the thing in this game. I think it's pretty plain and simple. Luke Weaver is bad, and I think that the Giants will be able to hit Luke Weaver. Now, their team totals of 5.5, the San Francisco Giants, and I'm totally fine with that. All this money on the Reds. What was it? 61% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the Reds. And the line moved towards the Giants. I think that tells you everything you need to know about this game. I think the Giants dominate this one and maybe look towards maybe a Giants first 5 as well. Giants first 5 -0.5, -109. I think is a good look as well. But I'm also gonna jump on this Giants team total over. It's a 5.5. I hate 5.5s, but with Luke Weaver on the mound, I think it's 100% justified. I'm on the full game over 10.5 last night, and the Giants now team total over 5.5 at -123.
Man, I would want to double up on this game, Nick. Because I know you like the over, so I would probably go over with you. How about backing the second most profitable pitcher in baseball, Nick? Luke Weaver.
Nope. Luke
Weaver is the second most profitable pitcher in baseball, only behind Nick. Dean Kramer. Kramer, Weaver, Tajon Walker, Trevor Williams, and Austin Gomber. That's your top 5 most profitable pitchers. Anyways, I like the over, and I like Cincinnati in this one. I think Cincinnati puts up some runs. I know they've struggled lately. They put up a solid 3 runs in the last 4 games. So that's a little bit concerning for me. but they were doing it against a Milwaukee staff that's actually pretty solid. Antonio Desclafani has been getting hit a little bit. His last couple of starts, I think he gets up some runs. So maybe Cincinnati and the over for me.
No, it would be the Giants and the over for me. I am not touching Cincinnati. And honestly, Luke Weaver is the reason why I can't take the Reds serious right now, because there's no way you call yourself a playoff contender and you have Luke Weaver as part of your starting rotation. No. I get it. They win his starts. Well, they have to score 18 and a half runs to do it.
Okay, that's fine. Back to the chat.
No.
I'm putting it up. I'm putting up the over.
For real. I don't even know why I'm on it. I'm off. There you go. Which game this postponed? Yeah, that was suspended.
One was suspended. So
yeah, Reds money line still, especially after getting spanked by the Brewers. Yeah. Ooh, Lex with the $4.99. Lex lock number 3. I am for sure money line. Blue Jays are Cornish hen today.
So does that mean he likes the Blue Jays?
He's on the Padres. He's on the Padres for the win, because he mentioned that in.
Yeah.
He's on the Padres. Like the Giants, the solo team that messed up 2K between 3 different parlays because they couldn't get 4 runs. There you go. Fernando is my parlay spirit brother. Kramer is Orioles. Yes. Isn't Shanahan profitable too?
He's not part of the top 5, especially after last night.
Yeah. Kramer pitches tomorrow. Well, I think I skipped the series. Giants. I like the Giants when I was capping these games last night, but after the Reds getting spanked against by my Brewers, they might want to get this done. Yeah. Patrick Corbin Day. What's up, boys? What's good? We will get to Patrick Corbin in a couple games, because he also gets to face Jameson Taillon today. Do we have to talk about this freaking team? The New York Mets.
Yeah, at least they won a game.
Yeah, at least they won a freaking game. New York Mets and the Chicago White Sox here. Mets minus 115, total 8.5. Let's get into the line history in this one here. We have this opened up at this. There we go. Line opened up at a minus 120. It's down to a minus 119 on a bet online here. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So it's moved down half a run, and it's moved a penny towards the White Sox. Let's take a look at the money to see if it reflects a line to move towards the White Sox and a line move towards the under. And this one, I did not mean to click on that. And now all my stuff's reset. There we go. We have no cash flow on the total, but we have 81% of the tickets on the under. We have 39% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the Mets. The line's moved towards the White Sox. That's kind of interesting there. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. See what type of hitting conditions we have for today at Citi Field. Minus 1% on runs, but plus 17% home runs, minus 12% doubles, triples, minus 5% singles. Carrasco and Giolito. 3.19 FIP or ERA, 1.03 FIP, 9.58 strikeouts per 9, which is 27%, 2.61 walks per 9, a 2.37 BABIP, a 4.22 FIP, and a 3.81 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Carlos Carrasco, 4.05 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 8.55 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%. We have, let's see here, there we go. 4.05 walks per 9, a 2.64 BABIP, a 5.33 FIP, and a 4.55 SIERA. Update. There we go. And then for the bullpens, bullpen advantage goes towards the White Sox in this game. 4.12 FIP, 3.56 SIERA compared to 4.09 and 4.7. Hitting advantage does go towards the Mets in this one. 114 WRC plus, which is 7th versus righties, compared to the White Sox 94. This is a tricky game for me. I think I lean over the total. I think that Carrasco can get hit a little bit here, and the Mets can get to Giolito. I don't like the way the lines move down, but with all the tickets on the under, it makes a little bit of sense. This is another no play for me. I'm not a fan of this slate at all today.
I don't think Cookie's been. I wouldn't go towards an over. Cookie's been better as of late. Because you look at his last 5 starts. Yeah, he had 1 bad start against St. Louis. Other than that, 2 earned runs against Pittsburgh, 2 earned runs against Philly, 2 earned runs against San Fran, and 0 in 8 innings against a hot Arizona team that had not been shut out all year. He's been actually a lot better as of late. Granted, he did have some good starts. But I feel like he's starting to round into form. Now, am I going after the Mets? No, I'm not laying the minus 115 right now. White Sox are coming off of a nice series win versus the Atlanta Braves. So very impressive. I'll say I'm impressed with that one. Although they had one really, really bad game, 9-0 loss, but a 6-5 win and a 8-1 win over the Bravos, which was nice to see. So they're coming into this one a little bit hot, but I feel like you can get Carlos Carrasco to slow down the White Sox offense. But am I going after this one to try to bet it? No, if anything, I kind of lean under. I think Cookie has a good game, and I think Giolito, who is trying to get traded, also has a good game. And we go from there. Giolito is kind of got similar numbers in his last couple of starts, because you look at his last 10 starts, he's allowed 4 earned runs or more twice. So I would go under in this game if I had to bet it. But am I touching this one? Probably not.
Sure.
Where did you leave off?
I left off there.
There you go. I love gold. Okay. Give me the Clean Sox money line and the under 8.5. Under I can agree with. F Giolito, but F the Mets more. White Sox money line. Giolito trying to improve his trade stock. Sox first 5. Under 2.5 first 3. I could see that. White Sox hottest team in baseball last 2 games. Just don't think too hard about it.
I lean White Sox. I do lean White Sox in this game.
Okay. Let's head to this one.
Yeah, I did make a play on this one last night, and this is an interesting line move here. It's really interesting. I did beat a line movement on the play I made. I did a free pick video for this one last night. Let's get into it. Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The line history here. Line opened up at minus 225 for the Braves. It's down to a 182. A 43-cent line movement towards the Arizona Diamondbacks. Line opened up at a 10. That's up to a 10.5. Let's take a look at the line history. Let's see if it reflects a move towards the Diamondbacks and a move towards the over in this one here. 83% of the tickets, 82% of the cash is on the Braves, and the lines move towards the Diamondbacks. 70% of the tickets, 98% of the cash is on the over. Lines move towards the over as well. I played the over last night before I knew all the line movement. That 98% does make me a little nervous. Truist Park plus 1% runs, plus 2% single or home runs, minus 8% double triples, plus 5% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup here, Zach Davies, 7.36 ERA, 1.44 WHIP, 6.66 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%. 3.86 walks per 9, a 295 BABIP, a 461 FIP, and a 5.07 Sierra. On the flip side, Bryce Edler, 3.72 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, 4.66 strikeouts per 9, which is 12%. 3.72 walks per 9, a 233 BABIP, a 504 FIP, and a 5.48 Sierra. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Bravos here, 2.68 FIP, 3.52 Sierra compared to 4.83 FIP, and a 4.38 Sierra. Massive hitting advantage goes towards the Braves. It always goes towards the Braves. 142 WRC plus, which is number 1 in baseball, compared to 96, which is 17th. I played the over 10 last night at -115. That's where I got for this one here. I think both these pitchers are vulnerable. I think that Davies could easily get hit against this Braves team. And I'm not too high on Bryce Edler. Bryce Edler's advanced stats are not very good. I think we should see some regression from Edler here. When this is another one of those spots where he has a low BABIP but a high FIP, high SIERA. He gives up hard contact. It's right to his defenders. 2.33 FIP and a 5.04 FIP, 5.48 SIERA. Definitely signs for regression here. I'd maybe lean towards grabbing some Arizona team total over. Kind of interested to see what that would be. You'll probably get a 4.5 with it, with a total at 10.5. Yeah, 4.5 -105. I kind of lean towards Arizona in this game as well. With the way the lines moved, all the money coming in on the Braves, and they're making it more appealing to bet the Braves. I mean, Braves look like easy money today, right? Everybody betting them in the books saying, hey, you want to bet the Braves? Here's a better price on it. I think Edler gets hit today. And I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on the Diamondbacks for team total here in this spot. I also lean a little Diamondbacks first 5. Do I want the Diamondbacks team total or do I want the Diamondbacks first 5 at +170? I think that's very appealing. I had to grab some Arizona first 5 here in this spot. What's your thoughts on this game?
I don't want to say regression. I do think we're going to start to see the Braves, lose baseball games because they're not going to be hitting at this. What is it? What is their win rate this year? It's 61 and 31, so that's 66%. They're not going to be hitting at this all year, and they will start losing games. Now, my only problem with wanting to go after Arizona, they've lost 4 straight and 8 out of their last 10. Now, they just got swept by the Toronto Blue Jays, who are also red hot. It's for me right now, it's hard to go after Arizona. But at a big price tag like this, and I could definitely see Edler slow down a little bit. You know what? I think I'll end up riding with you. But I would want to go Arizona and the over. Because I feel like if Arizona doesn't win, then it will go over because Arizona will allow up a lot of runs, especially with Zach Davies on the mound. We'll try to double up in the spot again, Nick. Arizona and the over for me. Yeah.
For me, I would look at Arizona first 5 rather than full game, and I know we can't do that on the site. That full game makes me a little bit nervous, and backing Zach Davies makes me nervous. I'm going with the Arizona team total over 4.5 here, -105. Because I don't want to have to rely on Zach Davies to win a baseball game. Even though Zach Davies has been pitching a little bit better as of late, I don't want to worry about the Braves scoring 5 runs in the first 2 innings, and then I'm screwed type of thing. So I'm going to just take the team total over 4.5 for the Diamondbacks rather than any type of money line with them.
Okay.
Back to the chat here. Edler over 16.5 outs thrown. I think he holds down the Diamondbacks lineup for 6 innings. No. Braves run line. Edler isn't bad. His numbers tell me he's due for some negative regression bad. Like, he's getting hit, but it's just not showing yet. He's getting lucky is what we're seeing right now is he's giving up hard contact. That's why his SIERA is so high. And it's just right to defenders, and he's just getting lucky right now. Don't let Terry hear you talk like that about the Jays. He doesn't need to love them more. No. Actually, fun fact with the Jays yesterday, if you follow me on Twitter, I made some moves on the futures market. I grabbed the Jays to win the division at +750. They have the easiest remaining strength of schedule in the American League East. And they get opportunities to play the Rays, play the Orioles, and play the Yankees as well. Also, I moved on them +950 to win the American League and 16-1 to win the World Series. The Toronto Blue Jays are my World Series pick right now. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll move on. St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins. Am I reading this right? I know I typed this up this morning. The Cardinals are minus 145 favorites over the Miami Marlins. Total 8.5 in this game. The book's expecting some regression from the Miami Marlins. We started seeing it yesterday. The Cardinals got it done. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. Line opened up at 144. It's up to a 140. It's down to a 143, so it's moved a penny. Line opened up at an 8. It's at an 8.5 now. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup or the line history in this one. See if it correlates with basically no line movement on the side, and all line move towards the over. 78% of the tickets, 82% of the cash is on the over. Makes sense. 78% of the tickets, 48% of the tickets, 70% of the cash is on the Cardinals. Big bets on the Cardinals here in this spot as the favorite in this one. Let's take a look at the ballpark, pal. I think the roof is, or no, we're in St. Louis for this game, right? Where is this game? I'm trying to find this on ballpark, pal. Oh yeah, Busch Stadium here. Minus 7% runs, minus 14% home runs, minus 7% double triples, plus 1% singles. But not good hitting weather today for this matchup. Jordan Montgomery versus Edward Cabrera, right? Is this Edward Cabrera today?
Is it?
I have.
Yeah, it's Edward Cabrera.
All right. I had undecided from last night, so let me.
He has not pitched since June 13th.
Cabrera. I hope I typed that in right. No, I didn't. For whatever reason, Cabrera is one of the toughest last names to spell. But you said he hasn't pitched.
Cabrera. And no, he has not pitched in the last since June 13th.
Yep, I got nothing on him. And he's going up against Jordan Montgomery, arguably St. Louis's best pitcher. 1.09 ERA, 0.85 WHIP, 8.39 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 2.19 walks per nine, a 2.10 BABIP, a 3.2 FIP, and a 3.77 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Miami Marlins in this game. 3.81 FIP, 3.79 SIERA compared to 3.61 and 4.12. Hitting advantage. These are two really good hitting teams right now against righties. Cardinals are number 3 the last 30 days, 127 WRC plus, which is third in baseball. And then Miami 149, which is second. I do expect, and I think so the markets think this way as well. I think Edward Cabrera gets hit a little bit today. And I do think Montgomery can get hit a little bit as well against this Miami team that does hit lefties pretty well. I think the over is a good look here at 8.5. And I like the Cardinals team total over 4.5 as well. That's where I'm going for this game. Cardinals team total over 4.5. Full game over 8.5 for me.
I want to go Cardinals run line. Get some real plus money in this one. This is a Marlins team that you're starting to see regress. They've lost now 6 out of their last 8 games. They're starting to drop a little bit. Now
the Cardinals are hot.
Okay. There's still 12 games under 500 and not really close to anything right now, but okay. I'm trying to pull up the wild card standings to see exactly where Miami is. Miami has fell to the 3rd wild card spot and are only a half game ahead of the Phillies. Just to point that one out. I think this is. I think we might see Miami slip. Cabrera hasn't pitched in a while. Montgomery's actually been halfway decent, and I believe we can get some really nice plus money on the run line. Let's see. St. Louis only plus 135, plus 143. I can get plus 143 for the Cardinals on the run line in this one. I think I want to ride with that one. Normally, I don't bet the Cardinals that often, though, so that kind of tells a lot. I like St. Louis on a nice little winning streak right now, or a nice little hot streak against a Marlins team that is losing a bunch. So Cardinals run line for me, plus 143.
Yep, I got the Cardinals over 4.5 team total, so I'm on board with that.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the chat here. Over 8.5. Marlins on a 4-game losing streak. Yep. Cardinals, maybe. Yeah. Heading to the next game here. All right. Washington Nationals are at the Chicago Cubs. The Cubbies are minus 160 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Well, let's get into it here. We have the beautiful pitching matchup here, Tim. Patrick Corbin and Jamison Tyone. Line opened up at a 145. It's up to a 158. Line opened up at a 9 even money. It's up to a 9 minus 105. A 5-cent line movement towards the over and a 13-cent line movement towards the Cubbies in this game here. Let's see if the money represents that here. Wow. 78% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the under, and the line has moved towards the over. 39% of the tickets, 54% of the cash is on the Cubbies. The line's moved towards the Cubbies. So the Cubbies look like the side for this game a little bit here. Let's take a look at what we're getting from Wrigley Field today. Wow, the worst hitting conditions on the slate, minus 9% runs, minus 11% home runs, minus 5% doubles, triples, minus 2% singles. So not good hitters weather, but these pitchers can make it look like hitters friendly weather. Patrick Corbin, 5.1 FIP, ERA, 1.57 WHIP, 6.9 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 2.7 walks per nine, a 343 BABIP, a 458 FIP, and a 4.81 Sierra compared to Tyone, 5.01 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, 7.33 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 1.93 walks per nine, a 273 BABIP, a 478 FIP, and a 4.35 Sierra. So it looks like the pitching edge somewhat goes to Tyone here in this spot. Bullpen edge goes towards the Cubs, but both bullpens are bad. 5.73 FIP, 4.29 Sierra compared to 6.01 FIP, 4.92 Sierra. Hitting advantage goes towards the Cubbies in this game. 92 WRC plus, which is 20th compared to 91, which is 22nd. I mean, this is an over for me. Maybe it's an obvious over, but I mean, all the money coming in on the under and the lines move towards the over. I'm going to grab some Cubbies team total over as well. 4.5 at minus 128 and the full game over 9 at minus 105.
All right. We're not. Sorry, we're not going to do anything for this game. I kind of lean under. I know that sounds weird. Two teams that have gone over a bunch. 7 out of the last 10 for Washington. 8 out of the last 10 for the Chicago Cubbies. It's Corbin Taillon, which I don't think Taillon hasn't been good. He did have a good start. Oh, it was 8 innings shutout against his former team. There you go. Previous to that, 4-5-4-3-4. So he's been giving up runs in his starts. And then you get Patrick Corbin, which we don't really need to talk much about. He's Patrick Corbin. I kind of lean under in this game. As crazy as it sounds, and I kind of lean Washington.
All right, so they're completely off. All right.
Yeah, that's why I said we're not really doing anything for this game. I just don't know. I'm at the end of the day, I'm not touching this game, but I feel like the biggest poopy play on today's slate's the under in this Cubbies Nationals game.
All right, maybe I'm just a public then. Oh well. But all the money is on
I didn't say public. I said that the under is a poopy play.
Which the over is a public play. That's kind of the correlation between the two. It's just a given.
Yeah. Here, I'll go see what Hazmat Suit has to say about it.
All right. Back to the chat.
Oh, okay.
I'm tracking my plays.
Yep. Over 8.5 in the Nationals game.
Yep.
And Nationals. I kind of lean Nationals, but I'm probably not going to touch it. This game I'm interested in.
Yeah, let's get into it. The marquee matchup of the day. The Texas Rangers and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rangers are $1.25 favorites with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. Tage Bradley and Nathan Eovaldi. Line opened up at a 130 for the Rangers. It's now minus 124. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So a line movement towards the under and a line movement towards the Rays in this spot here. Let's see if that correlates here with the way the money is coming in. Wow. 67% of the tickets, 65% of the cash is on the Rangers. And the lines move towards the Rays. 90% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the under here. In this one, let's take a look. Globe Life Field. I'm assuming the roof is not open today. Oh, yeah, minus 7%. Nope, not open. Take a look at the pitching matchup here. Tage Bradley's numbers don't look pretty. 8.35 ERA, 1.58 whip, 8.35 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 1.96 walks per 9, a 3.21 BABIP, a 7.05 FIP, and a 4.29 SIERA. Eovaldi has been regressing a little bit as well. 3.75 ERA, 1.17 whip, 6.38 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 4.5 walks per 9, a 2.22 BABIP, a 4.45 FIP, and a 5.20 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Rangers here in this one. 3.06 FIP, 2.78 SIERA compared to 3.54 FIP and a 3.25 SIERA. Hitting advantage goes towards the Rangers here. 127 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to 108, which is 13th. So kind of the X's and O's lean Rangers, but the market is telling me Rays in this spot. I'm probably just going to sit back and watch this game. It's a no play for me. I would lean Rays in this spot.
I like the Rangers. But I've been backing Eovaldi. I think I know he's probably due for negative regression or whatever. 2.83 ERA, a 10-3 record. He's been absolutely solid for this Texas team, and he's going up against Tage Bradley, which I'm not super high on right now until he kind of proves otherwise. Last couple starts, 4, 5, 7 in his last 3 starts against Atlanta, Seattle, Arizona. Now you're going up against the best offense in baseball. I think the Texas Rangers light them up today. Now, it was like a minus 135, 140 when I did it last night, so the lines moved against me. In this case, I would take the run line and keep rolling because you can get some real big plus money for it. But I'm not really too interested in the Rangers at this price. If you're going after it, might as well grab the run line and grab some big plus money. But I do like backing Nathan Eovaldi. He's been making money this year.
Sure.
Rays. I kind of lean Texas. And the over. I can see the over in this game. All right, Nick, here's where I get to take a break.
Yeah, I did a free pick video on this one last night.
Perfect.
Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. The only problem is this line's definitely moved since I did the free pick video last night. That's why I do free pick videos on some of these games. Take a look here at this one. We have Detroit and KC. There we go. Tariq Skubal and Daniel Lynch. Line opened up at a 125. It's all the way up to a 164. It's moved 39 cents towards the Detroit Tigers since the opening line. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. Let's take a look at the cash flows, see if it reflects a move towards the Tigers and a move towards the under. 92% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the under. Makes sense. 89% of the tickets, 65% of the cash is on the Tigers. Lines move towards the Tigers. Does make me a little bit nervous to see all that money on the Tigers. 11% of the tickets, 35% of the cash is on the Royals. So the bigger bets are coming in on the Royals in this one here. I did play the Tigers last night. Let's take a look at Kauffman Stadium plus 6% runs, minus 20% home runs, 12% double triples, 11% singles. Pitching matchup here, Skubal. He's pitched, I think, 1 start, right? He's pitched once?
I think
Twice. Even better. He's been awesome. 0 ERA, 0.5 whip, 12.38 strikeouts per nine, which is 39%, 2.25 walks per nine, a 143 BABIP, a 166 FIP, and a 2.39 SIERA in his 2 starts. On the flip side, Daniel Lynch, 2.63 ERA, 1.04 WHIP, 4.13 strikeouts per nine, which is 11%, 2.63 walks per nine, a 208 BABIP, a 433 FIP, though, and a 5.7 SIERA. Bullpen advantage, 100% towards the Tigers, 3.82 FIP, 3.89 SIERA compared to 5.45 FIP and a 5.06 SIERA. Hitting advantage goes slightly towards the Royals, 87 WRC plus, which is 20th, compared to 83, which is 22nd. I do lean first 5 under in this game if I had to make a play on the total. I'm on the Tigers -1. I got the Tigers -1 at -117 last night. Unfortunately, if you want to play the Tigers -1 now, let's see what the line is real quick on Los Tigres here. Where are the Tigers? Where's this line? It's 164 and even money now. When I got it, it was 146 and 110. Line's now -132 for the -1 line. I don't know if I would play that or not. I got it at 117. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah. Tigers are an AL Central team. Royals are an AL Central team. I have no real interest in going after this game. I don't get these games right. Am I laying -160 or run line with the Tigers? No. Do I want to go after Dylan Lynch and the Royals? Also no. Double no equals I'm going to be passing on this game and staying far away from this absolute bum fight. Sorry.
Yep, and I'm not even putting it up on the site. Yeah,
and the under, huh?
I'm not even putting it up on the site because the lines move too much.
Sounds good. We'll head to this game, Nick.
Yeah, let's get into it. 2 games left on the baseball slate: the LA Angels and the New York Yankees. Angels -110 favorites, total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the. Let's take a look here at the line history in this one. Line opened up at Angels +105. It's now -109, a 14-cent line movement towards the Halos. Line opened up at a 9.5. It's down to a 9. Dang, I wanted to play that over. But doesn't look like I'm going to be doing that today. This line did open up at 8.5 on DraftKings. It's up to a 9 there. The line's moved slightly towards the Angels on DK as well. Let's get into it. Domingo Germán and Patrick Sandoval. Germán, 4.37 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, 10.72 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%. 1.99 walks per nine, a 241 BABIP, a 456 FIP, and a 3.32 SIERA. On the flip side, Patrick Sandoval, 6.6 ERA, 1.8 WHIP, 9.6 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 4.2 walks per nine, a 396 BABIP, but a 382 FIP and a 4.51 SIERA. Bullpens, both are bad. 6.82 FIP, 5.42 SIERA compared to 5.85 and 5.65. Both these teams are absolutely smashing the cover off the ball right now. 132 WRC plus, which is third against lefties for the Yankees, and 128, which is second for the Angels against righties. So both these teams are hitting really well right now. I think the over's worth a look in this spot here. Line's moved down on BOL, but it's moved up on DraftKings, so kind of a split there. I never looked at the money, did I? See if this line move makes sense or not. 80% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the under. Line's moved up. 49% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the Yankees, and the line's moved towards the Angels. Tells me the Angels may be worth a look as well in this game. Maybe a team total for the Yankees against Germán here. Domingo Germán. 4.5 for the Angels. I'm going to grab that as well. Team total over 4.5. Full game over 9 here for me. For the Angels.
Oh, it's Mr. Sticky.
Yeah, it's sticky stuff.
Who's actually been good? Question mark?
No, not really.
So, I mean, only 3 earned runs in his last 2 starts.
His numbers are not pretty still.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in going after him. That's for sure. Against Patrick Sandoval, who I'm also not really interested in going after. The only thing is, are we going to get enough runs from this last place Yankees team?
Yes, they hit lefties. They don't hit righties.
Sorry, that felt good to say. Last place. Yeah, never mind. But my one concern was Yankees being able to hit, but they hit against lefties. And both these bullpens have been really, really bad as of late. A 4-4 game would give us a push at the bare minimum. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go jump on it. Over the 9. I'd probably lean Angels in this game too.
Yes,
because I'm not high on this Yankees team. I remember All-Star break. I said Yankees to miss the playoffs. Since then, they've started off 1-3, and they're last place in the division now. No, I would lean Angels as well here, but I'm not going to go after a side just because both teams have been bad. But I'll take the over because we're definitely both these two teams are trending towards overs.
Yeah, this is a Yankees team that's been absolutely brutal. But yeah, I was wrong, but hey, as long as they stay the way they are, I mean, the Red Sox look better than the Yankees right now. The Red Sox are hot, which I don't think we'll be able to get into them because they don't want to announce a pitcher.
I'll probably be on the Red Sox run line, to be honest. No matter who they throw out.
But back to the chat here.
Go ahead.
Rise on, or there we go, on the over 9 in the Nats.
Nope, just right here.
Okay, Yankees. There we go. I was going to say, I feel like I'm off a little bit there. Yes, Yankees. Final matchup of the day, Seattle Mariners and the Minnesota Twins. Minus 135 with the Mariners, total 7.5 in this game. We nailed that over last night. That was so obviously under that it went over. Let's get into this one here. As we have Bailey Ober versus Brian Woo on the mound here for the Mariners. Line opened up at a minus 125. It's up to a minus 126. Line has moved down since I typed it up this morning. Line opened up at 705, minus 105. It's now a 7.5 at even money. So the line's moved 5 cents towards the under. It's moved a penny towards the Mariners. Let's take a look at the cash flow here, see if it represents a move towards the Mariners maybe. I mean, it makes sense. The line hasn't moved. 51% of the tickets, 51% of the cash is on the Twins. 89% of the tickets, 66% of cash is on the under. The line's moved slightly towards the under here in this spot. Taking a look at Ballpark Pal, T-Mobile Park minus 3%, so the roof is probably closed here. And looking at the pitching matchup here, it's a solid one. Bailey Ober's been good, 2.52 ERA, a 0.92 whip, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 1.44 walks per 9, a 262 BABIP, a 304 FIP, and a 3.75 SIERA, compared to Brian Woo, 1.61 ERA, 0.94 whip, 9.27 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 2.82 walks per 9, a 228 BABIP, a 275 FIP, and a 3.85 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Mariners, 3.25 FIP, 2.31 SIERA, compared to 4.66 FIP and a 3.95 SIERA for the Twinnies. Hitting advantage does go towards the Twins here, 110 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 102, which is 16th. This is going to be just an endless slate with a pass for me here in this spot. I have no interest really in this game, and that will be all of my baseball plays for the day.
Yeah, I think I would want the Seattle Mariners as a slightly smaller favorite. Because I don't know if I can necessarily trust a run line here. We saw what happened with the run line last night. They were up, 7-4 and ended up not covering the run line. And we know I'm not high on this Minnesota team at all. They're only one game over 500 and they're division leaders. That should say enough. I'm going to go and be fading. I'm going to be not back in this game. Maybe an under just because I like Brian Woo, but not something I'm going to end up getting to. So we'll end up finishing off the slate with a PS.
All right. Back to the
Tigers last night. Get it, Rice. All right, let's head to the WNBA, which I'll say I'll only have one play. A play in only one game today out of the two.
All right,
normally I like to bet all the WNBA games.
Yeah, let's head over to there. Let me get my lines up here. And let me switch over Action Network to the WNBA, and we will get right into it here. Back in action with the WNBA. We don't really have too much for the late game. I have numbers for the early game now. We have the Dream and the Lynx here in this spot. The Dream opened up at a 3.5-point favorite. It's up to a 6 now. Line opened up at a 172. It's down to a 170.5. So the lines moved down a 1.5, and the lines moved up 2.5 points towards the Dream. Looking at the cash flow in this one, 83% of tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over in this game. The lines dropped, which tells me maybe we see an under in this one. And I know that's probably scary with Dream because they're a heavy over team. And we have 79% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the Dream in this game. The lines move towards the Dream. I don't know if I want to lay 6 points with them. That is a question mark for me, whether or not I'm going to go ahead and lay the points on the Dream in this game. It is Dream or nothing for me in this one. Dream have been a really good over team this year. I'm kind of leaning under, though. I think this total is a little high because Minnesota, I think, can be staggered a little bit offensively here because this line is telling me that they don't score many points because the line's moving down and the line's moving towards the Dream. The Minnesota Lynx are 8th in the WNBA, 79.9 points per game. So they're not a good offensive team. And on the flip side, I believe Atlanta is not the greatest defensive team, though. If I remember right,
they're the worst defensive team in the WNBA.
Outstanding,
86.4 points a game, and they're the third best offense, only behind the Liberty and the Aces.
I think maybe it starts out slow off the rip though here, out of the All-Star break, and 82.5 points. I think is a lot to ask from the Minnesota Lynx in this spot. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Lynx under 82.5 and the full game under 170.5 here in this spot. What's your thoughts on that one before I punch it in?
I'm going to take the Dream minus the 6. All right. I would lean under because after a big over to start the year for Atlanta, they are under in their last 3 games. All of those were 167 to 168.5. 2 points, at least 2 points lower than it is now. I like the Dream though in this one. They've won 6 straight games going into the break. 5 out of their last 6 they covered. The only one that they didn't cover a 14.5 point spread against Seattle. And this is a team that's starting to move themselves up. They're now 3rd in the Eastern Conference. And actually, I believe they're the only teams that are behind in the Eastern Conference, Connecticut and New York. And they're 4th in the WNBA. So they're starting to look like a lot better of a team. Is it a team I would want to take futures with? No. But I like the Dream minus the 6 in this game.
That's good.
Which will bring us to the final game, which, although has a home dog in it, I'm not going to be interested in going after the game.
Yeah, this is not one I'm particularly interested in as well because we don't have much information on this game. Connecticut Sun -8 against the Mercury, total of 162 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. Line opened up at a 4.5. It's up to a 7.5. A big line movement towards the Sun. And open up at 161. It's up to a 162.5. So it's moved up a 1.5 towards the over as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, nada. I got 94% of the tickets are on the over, and that is it. We are lacking here on Action Network for ticket numbers and all that jazz for the Mercury Sun game. So this is a pass for me in this spot. Only the under in the early game for me.
Yeah, this one's a pass for me. And I don't normally pass in WNBA games because there's very few of them, and normally I find some spots. I don't want to go after the Mercury. There's no reason for me to do it. Even though they're 7.5 point home dogs, it's not worth it to me. And I'm going to be passing on this game because I'm not taking a road favorite because road favorites are statistically are negative, big negative in the against the spread this year. So that's not something I want to go after. And then you look at it, Connecticut's been going over a little bit lately, but Phoenix has the worst offense in the WNBA. So things are just all in different directions. I'm going to personally stay away from this game.
Sure.
Which, that's all the games for today, Nick. You know what that means?
Yep. It means I have to click back to the StreamYard. Try and type in my other stuff on other stuff. So I can click that it's time for
housekeeping. Housekeeping.
If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, picks and parlays, premium plays, merch, TikTok, ESP Shorts, and the EarleSportsBets.com website, all linked down below. I'm going to put something in the chat because we're starting to post all of our free pick videos are over on TikTok, and they're going to be over on Instagram as well. So I'm going to go ahead and post that in the chat if you guys are interested in following us over on those platforms as well. We're actually only 4 followers away from 100 on Instagram, Nick. So that's kind of cool.
Wow.
And then on TikTok, we are 16 away from 1,100. So if you guys want to go ahead, follow us over there. We appreciate that. All of our free pick videos will be there. I'm going to actually start doing after the show, I'm going to make like a Instagram picture for like a free pick each day. I'm going to try to see that and see what you guys think of that. So all the stuff, you can check out the 2 links that are in the chat for that. Make sure you guys check out SeatGeek, concert tickets, sporting event ticket needs, ESP at checkout, $20 off your first purchase. And one more thing I'm going to put in the chat is going to be balling out. Make sure you guys, I know we already went over all the games, but go over there, leave a like on the stream, leave a comment, tell the boss man I'm doing a good job. And that would be, and that'll help out a lot with all that stuff. I'm going to find that and put it into the chat. But recap time. I like the Brewers today. I like the Orioles and the over. I like the Blue Jays and the over. I like Cincy and the over. Arizona and the over. The Cardinals on the run line. I kind of like the Nationals. I am on the Texas Rangers run line, and I'm on the Atlanta Dream. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. I've got the Dodgers team total over 4.5, full game over 9.5. San Diego, Toronto over 9. San Fran team total over 5.5, full game over 10.5. Arizona team total over 4.5, full game over 10. And then I got St. Louis team total over 4.5, full game over 8.5. Chicago team total over 4.5, full game over 9. Detroit -1, -117. LA Angels team total over 4.5, full game over 9. And then to close it on out, we have the WNBA. I got the Minnesota Lynx team total under 82.5 at -115, and the full game under at 170.5.
There you go. That's going to do it. Yes, everybody leave a like as well. There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. A lot of overs. Yes, a lot of overs today. We will see you guys tomorrow for another edition. Maybe a poker stream tonight because I'm going to have a $100 tournament available. So maybe a poker stream tonight. That's going to do it. Bye-bye.